is SlapFight
Interviews with me, Smoking. But first, slap that like button and slap that subscribe button and help push us in the algorithm. And go slap that subscribe button on SlapFight Championship's YouTube page and thank them for giving us the opportunity. Now, let's get to the introduction.
Okuma 915 holds an amateur title in slapping. He's got a record of 2-0 as an amateur. This is his debut at SlapFight Championship. He's got a lot of power and he's got good technique. And Okuma with a big shot. Oh, another little shot there, but Okuma just eats it. Here's your wind up. Okuma with another big slap. Oh, that's gotta suck. Okuma 915. Oh! There you have it, friends. Okuma 915 improving his career record to 3-0, 1-0 at SlapFight Championship.
Okuma 915.
Ow! A big shot from Okuma.
I'm happy to be SlapFight Championship. I'm comfortable here as family, so I'm happy. Just want to work my way through the ranks and get a belt.
And a big shot from Shamokin to start the match, but Okuma just eats it. Oh, Shamokin Thunderclap goes down in round one. Ladies and gentlemen, Okuma 915.
Okuma!
Here he goes, round one. Ow! Ow! Oh! And Okuma 915 destroys Black Jesus in 3 rounds. Light heavyweight champion.
This is our interview with Okuma 915. Thank you so much, SlapFight Championship, for giving me this opportunity. Let's get to the interview. First, welcome to the channel. Everybody who's watching, this is Okuma 915. He's the light heavyweight championship for SlapFight Championship, and I want to thank you for coming to the channel and giving me the opportunity to give you an interview, bro. So first of all, thank you very much, and how are you doing?
Good, Matt. Appreciate you for having me.
Oh, I appreciate you being here, bro. So other than slap fighting, what hobbies do you have?
Man, work, I guess. Work is pretty much my main hobby, whether I like it or not.
Yeah. So what do you do for work?
I own a print shop. We do car wraps, signs, billboards, t-shirts, large format printing.
Nice. So that's got to be interesting. There's probably always different things going on with that.
Yeah, every day is different.
The vinyl wraps on cars, that's something that I've always had a little bit of interest with. I've always thought that was an art form to be able to do wraps on cars properly. Like anyone can wrap a car, but not everybody can do it properly.
Yes, this is true. It helps when you have a nice canvas.
Yeah.
People bring in broken cars and like, can you wrap this bumper? I was like, it's wrecked.
Yeah. So what takes a guy from doing the background like that to becoming a slap fighter? Like what got you into slap?
Seeing it came across my feed one day. I got hooked on it, started watching it. It's kind of hard to tell how big people are, on YouTube or on TV like that. You hear their weight and then you're like, man, I think I could take this dude. And then it kind of went, about 20 years ago, I wanted to do something called El Paso Alley Fights. And I was like, well, you know what? Maybe this is the next best thing, the next big thing. Most of the videos I was watching were from SlapFight Championship, Frank, Wolverine, Darius. I wanted to do it. I was like, I can do that. And then I tried to do a little event. Things didn't go. JT makes it look real easy what he does, but it's a lot of hard work. My event didn't go down as planned, and it was either come up with a whole bunch of money or a lawsuit or go on the front lines and fight. Some other company invited me out, lied to me, told me ESPN was going to be there. I was like, ESPN, I gotta go. And I was like, this is how I'm gonna, make things right. Went out there and ended up winning on a tech. And then they kind of badmouthed me. And then JT had apparently been watching me for a while, and he contacted me. I guess it was just only a matter of time till I got in contact with the right people. And it took 3 people. JT was, third time's a charm. And he invited me out to an event. I guess somebody dropped out, and I filled filled in and went up against the Executioner. We went 10 rounds, and it was awesome. It was a cool experience. And from that point on, I was addicted. I was hooked, and that's all I think about. I wake up thinking about slapping people. You know, as long as it's in the ring, you know what I mean? Like I no longer have a desire to, you know, be doing reckless, stupid stuff. And my temper is not. I mean, I still have a temper, but it's more under control now with this. It's like it's giving me a little bit more discipline and stuff.
You have an outlet too. So like when you're
I need it.
Yeah, so that's definitely, that was actually one of the questions, because one of the fan questions was going to be, do you like slapping people and do you like being slapped? So that kind of falls under that. Now it's became a part of you.
Yeah, I mean, before, if somebody would have slapped me, it's like the ultimate most disrespect, and it's just like, yeah, I'm coming for you, you slap me, you know what I mean? You know, everybody always asks me like, oh, well, you know, how are you gonna let somebody slap you? And I was like, bro, there's a flip side to it. I get to slap them back, and there's a way bigger picture to it. So yeah, now like I wish I could do it every week. Dude, I'm hooked to it. I'm hooked to it. I want to see who has a better jaw than me, and I just want to compete against the best people.
Well, you have a very special upcoming match coming up at the Nemesis event that is going to definitely attract the fans. And are you excited for that, to have the first 3-man barrel match?
Yeah, I'm super excited. I'm super excited. I get to see Monkey Wrench and Slim Reaper. I got a lot of respect for those guys. I didn't get to see them at the last tournament. I was really expecting for me to run into both of them, and it didn't happen. So now this is our opportunity to see, you know, who's the dominant, you know, chin and hand in the game right now.
Well, that's also something. How does it, because at SlapFight Championship, you guys are all friends, basically. It's like a family over there. So does that make it more difficult? Because when you slapped in, what was it, Slapfest, the amateur one that's no longer with us, you got first place up against Kyle, right? That was the technical one you were talking about, because it was stopped because his hand was bleeding, because you just have, I'm guessing, a really tough face to make the man's hand bleed.
That dude had a strong jaw too. And I'd like to honestly say that probably out of all my fights, that dude hit me the hardest. He had a heavy hand. He's a tough white boy. And he's a good kid, man. He's a real good guy. He actually gave me a ride to my room after the event. His family,
nice.
Everybody, they're all real cool, real loving people and everything. So I don't know. I'm sure he's going to end up showing back up into the game. You know what I mean? And he's the force to be reckoned with.
Well, that'll be nice if he does come back. Now, how do you like it better in comparison? Like, because the amateur level to now it's the professional level, is there any major changes that you've done, like in order to prepare yourself on a professional more level? Because I noticed your style changed a bit. In that fight with Kyle, you weren't following through. You were kind of, your slap was stopping at the chin, where now when you look at you, since it's kind of evolved, where now it looks like you're more formed through it and following through more. It's not stopping at the chin, you're stopping through him, which I've noticed through it.
Yeah, before, and then with the company, with that company, the rules would kind of had slightly changed, like right at the event. So I was really worried about, you know, me, for one, not being from that area. I didn't want to get any penalties called on me. I was keeping my distance a little further than I should have, and I wanted to make sure not to club or anything like that. So my first 2 or 3 matches, I was only using, like, maybe I was just getting them with the fingers, basically, you know what I mean? And then I want to say, after I fought Biscuit, my team in the crowd was like, look, you need to make this adjustment, you need to make this adjustment. So when I fought Shamokin, I just basically listened to my crew, applied their little 2 cents into the next match, and from that point on, I'm just trying to repeat that process. So it had a really good result. Just trying to follow through, make sure my feet are in a good position, and just make sure I have the right distance between them and my hands, so I don't club or hit in the ear or hit them in the neck or hit with my wrist or anything like that. Because that's how a lot of these people are getting hurt. They're not hitting with the palm of the hand.
Yeah, it ends up being more of a heel shot. And
right.
And we want safe slap. We don't want people getting hurt. We want to see everybody happy and healthy at the end of the day. So
yeah, And that's one of the things I've been really happy about with SlapFight. I've fought 4 opponents with them. One went 10 rounds, and then the last 3 were all, TKOs within the first 3 rounds. But I haven't sustained any serious injuries. That first one with Kyle dislocated my jaw, ruptured my ear. And then I want to say maybe 2 weeks later, JT invited me out to that other one. And I remember about 30 minutes before I'm getting ready to fight, I'm putting my face in ice in the hotel room, and my friend calls me up and he's like, "Bro, didn't your jaw just get dislocated not even 30 days ago?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "What are you gonna do?" I was like, "We're about to find out what my jaw's made of."
Yeah. And that was the fight that you went up against the Executioner, wasn't it?
Yeah,
So it wasn't even like you had an easy fight.
no,
That was a battle,
and I was a
bro.
little worried about the dude. He's a little bit bigger than me, and he has that combat experience. I really don't have no legit combat experience. So
So that was going to be a question I was going to ask, if you had an MMA background or anything like that.
no, all my stuff was just street fights and brawling and stuff like
Gotcha.
that.
So how do you defensively train for Slap? Do you do any defense training, like neck or jaw workouts or anything?
Yeah, so what I've been doing now, I am training with MMA Hit Squad with David. He's been training me in jiu-jitsu, MMA, Muay Thai, and I've just noticed just basic warm-ups with jiu-jitsu alone are going to help with the neck. And I'm doing dips, and I'm just doing anything I can to strengthen the neck. I don't know, bro. Honestly, I'm just super hungry. I'm not gonna let nobody knock me out.
Well, you're the champ now. How does that feel? How was the feeling of winning the belt and having Wolverine hand it to you?
Oh, that was awesome. Awesome. I mean, I got a lot of respect for Wolverine. He's a good guy, real humble, soft-spoken. I believe that tournament was for his belt because he had gone to the other company or whatnot. So his belt was up for grabs. I'd like to maintain that belt until, his contract's up, and I'd like to see Wolverine. He's a legend in the game, and I got a lot of respect for that guy. So, I just want to fight the best in the industry. Doesn't matter. I'll drop weight. I can go down the middle. I can stay in light heavy. And if need be, I can go up to heavyweight. I'm not tripping.
So you can go to different classes. Is it a thought in your head to maybe be like a 2 weight class champ at some point in time, or?
Honestly, once I got that first belt, after that, I want all 3 belts. I don't know if that's possible. I might be, overachieving or something like that, but it doesn't hurt to dream, right?
You're undefeated in your amateur and your pro slap career. So I mean, if there was anybody that could dream for things like that, I'm sure it could be you. You're definitely capable in what you do. Now how since you became a slap fighter, how has it changed your life?
It's helped. I mean, I see some career paths opening up. Honestly, the main reason why I was doing it was, I was trying to bring a little bit of exposure to my businesses. So I was like, things are struggling. The pandemic was going on, and I remember I was heading out to that event out there in Texas, and I mean, I drove through 2 tornadoes, got stranded, and my people are like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "You know what? I can't show up without going up on that stage." So up until I got the belt, I was kind of like a lot of other people doing the minimal, just kind of watching people. That event really made me open my eyes and really start to take it serious. I mean, I've always taken it really serious. I'm heavily invested in it. I love the sport. I'm just trying to get stronger right now. If I see that other fighters are drinking, I'm doing everything they're not doing so I can have a mental edge over everybody. So
Well, that's good.
I don't know about them, but I sleep, eat, drink this stuff. I wake up drinking it. I wake up in the middle of the night thinking about it. I'm pretty obsessed with it. So
you're passionate about what you do, and I mean, it shows. You're very composed when you're standing there about to get a slap. You're super calm, bro. It shows you do care about the slap in general. Question I also think about is your Cactus Slap USA is you, Bouncer, and Black Jesus, and you just fought Black Jesus. So how does that make you feel to have to go up against a buddy and a teammate that's even closer than the SlapFight Championship family type deal?
We discussed it, and me and him talked about it, and I'm like, no matter which way it goes, bro, whether I lose, whether you lose, it's good for both of us. It's good for El Paso, and it's good for the sport. So, I mean, he was fresh in the sport, trying to make a name for himself. I had a record, and I wasn't trying to lay down. There's cameras here. We're putting on a show. And, about an hour and a half, 2 hours before, me and him were talking. it was he made me a little nervous. You know, he's a big guy, and he's in excellent shape. You know, that's all he does is work out. So
Was you the first one to take a slap from him and actually still stand? Because the other fights, he was just laying people out. So you were the first one that ate the shot.
Yeah. So I feel bad. I should have worked with him a little bit more before we came. I don't feel too bad. He got a good little training and everything. With Jesse just kind of got thrown in the Shark Tank, and he kind of had to figure it out from there. But yeah, Black Jesus, he's the force to be reckoned with when he gets back. He gets healthy. He'll be good. He'll be good.
Yeah. Now, coming up onto that 3-man barrel match, what are your thoughts on that? Is there anything with it being the different dynamic, having 3 people instead of 2, and it potentially could go, isn't it, from my understanding, it could potentially go 14 rounds if no one gets knocked out. So it could be longer than your normal match. So, yeah. And you could potentially, if you get clubbed, like say the one guy gets clubbed, you might have to slap twice in a row now. So do things like that change how you prepare for it?
No, I'm just gonna handle it as it come. I mean, if I get hit really, really, really hard and they ring my bell, I ain't got no shame. I'm gonna take my full minute. That way I can compose myself and execute a solid slap back.
Yep.
There are no warnings with this 3-man barrel match. So from what I was told, there are no warnings. So anybody clubs, steps, instant retribution, they're gonna get that right back at them. So I'm all for it.
And you only have 3 penalties, and then you're DQ'd, right?
Yeah, yes, 3 penalties, and yeah, I believe you're DQ'd. And I don't have any penalties right now. Frank the Tank didn't have any penalties. Monkey Wrench doesn't have any penalties. So I'm like, those 2 dudes, their records, I'm trying to do what they're doing. They've got good records, good clean fights, and I want to have the same thing.
Well, you're definitely on the path for that. You are a clean slapper, and you're very powerful. Like, I've been watching your videos. It just shows, and that's where I even noticed small things. Like, I wanted to know your technique about, did you do any changes since then? Because I noticed, like, more than just your follow through, it looked like in your match with the Executioner, you were when you would swing, you would kind of pinch your shoulders, and then now when you were in your last match against Black Jesus, it seemed like it was more of a rotation on your core. So I didn't know if you were making specific changes, or if it was like, was the one match you woke up with a kink in your back and the next match you were feeling healthy type thing.
No, honestly, it's just, I watch all the fighters. I watch everybody I got to compete with. I was watching, Darius, of course we watch everything on Rumble and everything. And anything that I would see that they would, any juice I got off of them, I would try and soak it up and apply it. And yeah, like if you notice with Shamokin, I started actually following through when I connect. And as I follow through, I'm just trying to take his head down all the way to the ground.
Yeah.
Without stepping.
Yeah. I feel like that's the hard part, is the whole stepping aspect, because I even have tried to just like, because I watch a lot of slaps. So I've always said to my channel, like if we hit a certain goal, I'd go into a slap fight. So I've kind of just tried to practice slapping. And I mean, even when I do it, I feel awkward. So you guys making it look so natural, credit to you guys for sure. You can tell that it takes training. It's not just you decided to slap overnight.
Yeah. There's definitely, and that's what I tell anybody that's like trying to come, or anybody that I'm trying to bring to the table. I'm like, look, bro, like we can train you, but once you get up there, the lights, camera, action, the crowd, you get them butterflies and everything, but it's going to take a few fights for you to actually start to develop your technique and start being comfortable and just getting in your element while you're up there. I'm still not 100% in my element. And I don't think I ever want to be in my element. I like being uncomfortable. I like going up against the best. And I want to go up against the best. I don't care who it is. If they're in the light, heavy, or middle, I want action. And especially if you got a belt, or you think you got a belt, I want action at that.
Well, you honestly are taking a risk too by putting your belt on the line for the 3-barrel match. It's not that like it's just a match on top, it's for the belt itself. So I mean, that's kind of brave on top of it all, and a little ballsy. So does that have an impact on your preparation for that match specific?
Yeah, I've just been really training. I've been in the gym. I've been getting stronger. My technique, I'm just working on that technique, man. I believe you can be as strong as, real strong, but if you don't got a good technique, good form, time, that strength isn't going to matter.
Yeah, that whole card is actually stacked. Like, what are your thoughts on the other fights, like Big Cracker versus Neanderthal and the Maniac going up against the Grizzly and like those matches? Are you excited to just be a part of that, to be on that card?
I really am. Like, when JT told me about it, like, I originally wasn't on the card, and it had been like 4 months since I had any action. And I was just telling him, I was like, bro, please put me on a card. I'm going crazy out here. I'm going to get in trouble. Like, put me on the card. He's like, all right, I'm going to do something for you. I was like, I need this. And he's like, all right, bro. And it wasn't originally going to be a title fight. I was like, I don't care. Just if you need me to cut weight, you need me to gain weight, whatever it is to do, let me do it, bro. I was like, I need this. It's been 4 months. I'm going crazy. And he did me the favor. So I really appreciate that.
Well, that's good then. So after this, what would your next step be? Like, what is the next thing you want, the next person you want to fight?
I want the middleweight belt.
Nice. Now, outside of Slap, like, what's your end goal in life? Like, what makes you feel you succeeded, or are you there, or are you still getting to that point in your life?
Yeah, I'm nowhere close to where I want to be, man. I'm just gonna try and put in double overtime these next 10 years, make up for what I've missed, and just try and work my ass off, and try and get ready for when I hit 65 and maybe have a 401k.
Yeah, well, if you're a champ with your own business, you're definitely on the right track for all of that, right?
I hope so, man. I've been working. The business has been a little slow the last couple of weeks, so I've been really going crazy. Which is good though. It's giving me time to prepare for the fight. I'm getting a lot of extra training in, and I'm really happy with that.
You're going to be an upcoming corner man, correct?
Yeah.
Are you excited for that? That's a whole interesting dynamic to Slap Fight in itself.
I am. I told JT, I was like, look, bro, I got a couple guys I'm gonna bring into the table. One of them's in my weight class, and I was like, and he's probably gonna go after the belt. He's gonna be a force to be reckoned with. So yeah, I'm really happy about it. I know Frank and a couple of the other guys have some slappers they're gonna enter, and there's a bunch of tough guys out here in El Paso. So these dudes are all pretty tough, and they're ready to go, man. So I'm really happy. I'm a little jelly because I can't enter it. I want to enter it. I'm hoping they do something like that with Slap Fight, where we can all call out whoever we want one day, you know?
Man, it's definitely an interesting dynamic how if you deny your call out, now you lose your your first slap in your next match. So it's kind of cool how it just overlaps like that. Like, you can't just get away from a match. Like, you're going to have a penalty sometime for it. It's a different dynamic. I'm excited to see the progression of that, because the second episode just came out and I haven't got a chance to see that one yet, and I need to go watch it.
Yeah, I think it came out last night around 9 or something like that. I'm about to get on my other laptop and watch it right now.
Yeah, that's what I'll probably do before I start editing.
Yeah, they've got some characters on there.
Yeah, definitely. I like the names of some of them, like the one, what was it, the Mojito something?
Mojito Slap?
Yeah, like the names are great.
I saw that and I was like, yes. I also like how in that Challenger series there's a lot of light heavyweights. So like, I like having a target on me. I hope everybody's out to get me. Just come prepared. I'm prepared. I'm ready. I've got a jaw, and I've got respect for everybody, unless you come at me crazy. And that's another thing I like about JT, is like really concerned about our safety. So
yeah, every time I've ever talked to him, that's like his main focus on everything is slap safety and the safety of the fighters, and how you guys are a family, and he cares about all of you, and he's a great guy, and I think you have a great promoter, and he's all about regulations, and you have the first guy to take it in slap as a sport, so he's the guy that made the rules. So
no, yeah, without a doubt. And that's that's what I've told everybody. I was like, me, I'm sure not only me, but everybody else in the game pretty much modeled everything after JT.
Yep, in one shape or form. It all came from his basis, and they've just adapted their own little method with it, but it all came from his basic rules.
And when I was doing the Cactus Slap, we went straight to SlapFight Championship and basically just straight up copied their rules. If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Exactly. He's got it down, and it's perfect. He does it right there, and that's why I love SlapFight Championship. In my opinion, I've seen probably about 7 different promotions, and he is the only one that does it right, in my opinion. All the rest of them have their flaws, and he doesn't really. He has his priorities in the right aspect of things. Like, it's not about the money side of things. It's not about just trying to get the clicks and the views or the slow-mo big hits and things like that, knockout. It's about the sport and showing it in a respectful manner and everyone being safe and going home at the end of the day. So it's nice. And then how do you feel about having people now there like Mark Coleman and Tim Sylvia bring in extra views and eyes from their past to Slap?
It's cool, and I'm excited to be on the card with Sylvia. And when Jesse had fought Sylvia, I was like, bro, you lost, but it's okay. You have no idea what position, how much I would give to go up against a 5-time world champion. I was like, there's not many people who can say they did that, whether you win or lose. I was like, and that right there is something to, be proud of. So, when I told Jesse that, he's like, oh yeah? And I was like, yes. And he's like, stay tuned. And I was like, oh, I just got myself in a can of worms.
Well, I can say for my comment section, there's nobody that disrespects him for losing to Tim. They all respect him for being, for going up against Tim, because that's the baddest man on the planet. He broke his arm and was still slamming a guy on his head in the cage. Like, that guy's built different. Like,
yeah. I mean, I knew I shook his hand right before the fight, and I was like, okay, Jesse. And he didn't do bad. That was probably his first really big event in front of all those people. So Jesse was really nervous, and he still wants to be in the game. So
do you ever worry about like the possibilities of injuries or anything like that, or the long lasting effects of from slapping?
No, I don't. Man, you see all these kids that play high school football, right?
Yeah.
There's something like 44. I mean, this was probably like 10 years ago, 44 deaths a year in high school football, but nobody's ever complaining about that, right? In MMA and boxing, these dudes are getting hit 40, 50 times in a round, Yeah, I'm getting slapped. I'm not able to dodge the slap. I'm not too worried. I'm hard-headed. So
yeah.
They better have them iron hands. I don't think I'll accumulate any brain damage than what I already have from being a knucklehead,
And plus, as long as like people are focused on the regulation side of things and the safety side, then as long as you're properly cared for, then that's how you solve injuries.
And what I've noticed is everybody with SlapFight Championship, they care about the penalties. You know what I mean? They're not trying to sneak a club in and get the knockout or anything like that. Like, if there is any little animosity towards anybody, I really haven't seen it. JT invited me and Jesse out, and they welcomed us really good. It was nice. It was I've never experienced anything like it, so it was cool. It's a big family over there, and nice. Everybody helps each other out. You might be fighting one of Frank the Tank's guy or one of Rocky's guys, and Rocky or Frank the Tank might come and give you some advice. You know what I mean? So it's just, it's a big family out there. JT's worked hard with that. So I'm really impressed with it. Because like I said, I tried to do it and I couldn't do it.
And isn't that what originally Cactus Slap USA was your promotion? And now it's your, is that, what would you call that? Like now it's a promotional group, or what would you classify your Cactus Slap as?
We're reporting on combat sports, anything combative. We do apparel. And that's about it. We're basically going to cover all combat sports. People from El Paso, some of my guys, they're just like, everybody kind of wants to push the Cactus Slap thing, but I tell them, like once we go to Slap Fight, it's not Cactus Slap, it's Slap Fight, and they all understand that. But like, it's hard because I used to do promotions. I did promotions for like 10, 15 years with like special events, raves, hip hops, all that type of stuff. So some of these people try to like maintain like the production name and everything, and I kind of had to tell them like, yeah, we're no longer kind of doing that. This is what we're doing. We're SlapFight Championship. So they're all cool with it. You know what I mean?
Do you want to shout out your social media and anything like that? Is there anything you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, my Instagram's Okuma915.
I'll put the links down in the description for everybody. And I want to appreciate you for allowing me to interview you. And I want to thank you and thank SlapFight for giving me the opportunity. I thank you for your time today. And I hope this was a good experience for you because I enjoyed it.
Yes, awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you very much. And everybody, if you haven't already, go check out his social media. The links will be in the description. Let me try that again. Go check out his links to his social media. They'll be down in the description. And I will see you guys in the next one.
Have a good day.
If you made it this far, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you have a fantastic day. Slap that like button, slap that subscribe button, and I will see you Monday.